A newly found text message from Blake Lively to Taylor Swift just surfaced. And it doesn't just drag Taylor into the "it ends with us" mess again. It pulls in Travis Kelce too. Yes, her fiancé. And the wildest part? It's not some cute, friendly check-in between besties. This message reads like something else entirely, like a calculated move. Like Blake wasn't just asking for support, she was asking for backup. Because in this one text, Blake doesn't just flatter Taylor, she loads the conversation with pressure, guilt, and this weird sense that Taylor's yes could make or break the whole movie. And once you see the exact words she used, you'll understand why people are saying this wasn't friendship, it was strategy. So let's get into what Blake really sent Taylor. Because the deeper you read it, the more it starts to feel like this wasn't a request at all. It was a push. All right, I'm not even kidding when I say this feels like reading a message that was never meant to leave someone's phone. Because the text Blake Lively allegedly sent Taylor Swift on April 23, 2024, is one of those messages that doesn't just say something, it reveals something. Blake starts off by saying she finally got to get in the edit alone. And listen, that one sentence is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Because if you've been following this whole "it ends with us" chaos, you already know the editing room is where the real power lives. And when Blake says she got into the edit alone, it doesn't sound like a casual work update. It sounds like she's basically admitting she finally got what she wanted. No director in the room, no Justin, no one telling her no. Then she keeps going, telling Taylor she wants her opinion on a trailer, asking how it feels, asking what works, what doesn't, what should change. And she frames it like Taylor is the ultimate authority, like Taylor's reaction is the one that matters most. But here's what makes it even crazier. Blake doesn't just ask politely. She starts talking like this movie has become a mission, like she's determined to make it a hit if it's the last thing she does. And that's where the vibe shifts. Because this isn't just a friend casually sharing a trailer. This reads like someone making moves behind the scenes and quietly pulling the biggest names possible into her corner. And once you catch the tone, you start realizing this message wasn't random at all. It was strategic. And trust me, what she says next only makes it feel even more calculated. Okay, and here's where it starts feeling a little too familiar, because manipulation almost never kicks off with anger. It starts with praise. It starts with flattery. And Blake's message? It's packed with it. She basically tells Taylor, you know pop culture better than anyone. Like, Taylor isn't just a friend. She's a judge, an expert, the final word. And at first, you're like, that's sweet. But then you keep reading, and you realize what's happening. Because right after the compliments, Blake drops the real pressure. She brings up Taylor's song, being in the trailer, and says something like, it gives everything gravity and quality. Translation? This trailer works because of you. Then she doubles down and makes it even heavier. She says she's torn, and that obviously Taylor's feelings matter, but also, she wants the movie to work, and the song hits a main artery. That's not casual wording, that's emotional weight. That's Blake basically saying, if you pull your song, you're pulling the heart out of this whole thing. And that's the trick. Because now, Taylor isn't just deciding on a song placement, she's being positioned as the reason the movie succeeds or fails. It's subtle, but it's loud at the same time. And the craziest part, Blake doesn't just put Taylor in the spotlight, she drags in someone else too. Because right when you think the pressure ends there, she adds one line that made people's jaws drop. And this is the part where I fully stopped and went, wait, why is Travis Kelce here? Because in the middle of this very Hollywood, very industry power conversation, Blake casually drops, please show Trav too. Like, excuse me? Since when is Taylor Swift's fiancé part of a movie trailer focus group? That one line is so small, but it's also screaming. Because it's not just Blake asking Taylor for a quick opinion anymore. Now she wants Travis involved too. And that changes the whole vibe. It almost feels like Blake isn't just looking for feedback, she's looking for approval. Or maybe even something bigger. Because let's be real, Travis isn't just Taylor's man, he's a massive public figure, a protective partner, a powerhouse in his own world. So why would Blake want his opinion? That's what makes it feel calculated. Like, She's trying to pull Taylor's entire inner circle into this. Like, she wants this to be more than a song in a trailer. She wants it to be a team effort. And when someone starts pulling in extra people like that, it usually means one thing. They're trying to lock the connection in tighter. Because now, it's not just Taylor saying yes, it's Taylor and Travis. And if they're both on board, it looks stronger. It feels safer. It sounds like support. But the more you think about it, the more it starts to feel like Blake is building something. An alliance, a safety net, a little celebrity shield around her moves. And the crazy part? Some reports are now claiming Travis may have seen this dynamic for what it really was, before Taylor did. And this is where it gets even crazier. Because now, reports claim Travis Kelce wasn't just casually watching all of this happen from the sidelines. He may have been the one quietly telling Taylor, something's not right. Here, according to what sources allege, Travis allegedly noticed the way Blake was speaking to Taylor, and it didn't sit right with him. Not in a dramatic, jealous way. More like that protective, real-life partner instinct. Like, babe, why does this feel like she's using you? And honestly, that tracks. Because when you're outside the Hollywood bubble, you can sometimes see the weirdness a lot faster. Travis isn't from the industry. He's not playing PR chess 24/7. So if Blake's texts had that "you owe me" energy, he probably caught it instantly. And the reports suggest he encouraged Taylor to actually confront it, to stop swallowing the awkwardness, to stop brushing it off, to say something out loud. Because the thing is, Taylor has always been that friend who shows up, loyal, present, supportive. But loyalty starts becoming a problem when someone else turns it into leverage. And that's what makes this whole story feel so tense. If Travis really did step in, it's not because he wanted drama. It's because he didn't want Taylor getting pulled into a mess that wasn't hers to carry. And when Blake later questioned why the friendship felt different, reports claim Taylor didn't hold back anymore, which is huge. Because Taylor doesn't usually do messy public friendship blow-ups. She goes quiet. She backs away. She lets the silence speak. But this time, it sounds like someone finally pushed her past that point. And if Travis was the one who helped her see it clearly, then that means this wasn't just besties growing apart. This was Taylor realizing she might have been getting played. And once you see it through that lens, you start understanding the bigger truth here. Because this tension wasn't only about friendship, it connects right back to the real war happening behind the scenes of that movie. And here's the behind-the-scenes move nobody expected. Because while all this friendship tension and text message pressure was allegedly happening, the actual movie production was quietly turning into a full-blown power struggle. And reports claim one of the messiest moves involved the music. Yup, the composer. According to alleged behind-the-scenes details, the original composer on It Ends With Us was reportedly working on the film, doing what composers do, building the emotional backbone of the entire story. And then, suddenly, he was out, just like that. Multiple reports suggest he was replaced late in the process, which is basically unheard of unless something major is going down behind closed doors. Because replacing a composer isn't like switching a jacket. It's expensive, it's complicated, it changes the whole tone of the film. And the wild part? The replacement situation allegedly wasn't smooth and professional. It was rushed, panicked, last minute. Like someone made a decision and everyone else had to scramble to make it happen. And it gets even more chaotic because the new composers who were allegedly brought in were reportedly given an insane timeline to deliver a full score. We're talking the kind of deadline that makes people go, wait, how is that even possible? Which is why people online started looking at this like it wasn't just a creative choice. It was a takeover. A behind-the-scenes switch that allegedly happened so fast, it left everyone shocked and possibly terrified to even talk about it. Because when Hollywood starts making huge changes at the last second, that's not artistic vision, that's power. And once you realize music wasn't even safe from the chaos, you start wondering how deep this influence really went. Because word is, it didn't stop with the score. It may have reached all the way into fashion media royalty too. And now Vogue is in it. Yes, Vogue. Because just when you think this drama is only living in text messages and film edits, a message from Anna Wintour pops up, and suddenly it feels like the elite are being pulled into the story too. According to what's been floating around, Anna allegedly sent Blake a message praising the film, calling it brave and moving, highlighting a specific scene like it really hit her emotionally. and even complimenting Blake's look, saying the gold dress was stunning. Now on the surface, that sounds like a normal congratulatory text. But let's be real, Anna Wintour doesn't just casually hand out warm, personal praise like she's leaving a sweet comment on Instagram. So when she's allegedly speaking in that tone, it makes people wonder, what was she told before she watched it? Because the language matters. Words like brave, knowing how hard the situation was for you, proud of you, that's not just great job. That reads like sympathy. Like Anna wasn't only reacting to a movie, she was reacting to a story around the movie. And that's where it gets suspicious. Because if Blake had already positioned herself as the victim behind the scenes, if she had already framed this whole situation as her surviving something difficult, then messages like this start looking less like coincidence and more like the narrative was already being shaped at the highest level. Like the influence wasn't just on set, it was in the media, in the fashion world, in the rooms where reputations get protected. And once you realize that, you start understanding why Taylor might have backed away so fast. Because when the chaos gets this big, the smartest move is to disappear before it swallows you too. And that might be exactly what Taylor did next. And this is where Taylor allegedly made a move that was quiet, but powerful. Because when things get messy in Hollywood, most people do one of two things. They either clap back loudly, or they shut the door completely. And reports suggest Taylor Swift chose the second option, according to what's being said online and what an insider claims. Taylor may have actually changed her phone number after all this text message drama started spiraling. Let that sink in. Not muted notifications, not left on read, not I've been busy. A full reset, a hard boundary. And if that's true, it says everything. Because Taylor is the kind of person who keeps her circle tight for a reason. She's private. She's careful. She protects her world like it's a fortress. So if she really changed her number, it doesn't feel dramatic. It feels like survival. Like she looked at the chaos, looked at who was pulling her into it, and decided, I'm not doing this anymore. And honestly, you can't blame her. Because at this point, it's not just gossip. It's legal tension. It's PR pressure. It's powerful people texting praise, friends allegedly dragging fiancés into the mix. And suddenly, Taylor isn't just a pop star in the background. She's a chess piece. And that's the part she hates. If she felt even a hint that her name was being used as leverage, clout, or a shield, this was her way of saying, access denied. You don't get to reach me whenever you want. You don't get to pull me into your storm. And if you thought this story was already wild, just wait. Because right when you think it can't get messier, a completely different controversial name pops back into the spotlight. And somehow, Amber Heard is back in the picture. Yes, that Amber Heard. Because just when you think this story has hit peak chaos, Sundance enters the chat, and suddenly Amber is popping up again, this time promoting a documentary that's already raising eyebrows. According to reports, Amber was spotted at the Sundance Film Festival backing a new project called Silenced, a documentary about women who say they've been targeted by massive defamation lawsuits meant to shut them up. And look, whether people agree with her or not, the timing is interesting because this film is apparently still looking for distribution. And from what's being said, it's not exactly getting snatched up overnight. So now, you've got this weird situation where Amber is trying to re-enter the conversation through a film about being silenced. While the internet is basically screaming, we've heard enough, it's tense, it's polarizing, and honestly, it feels like she's stepping back into the spotlight in the most controversial way possible. But here's where it loops back into the bigger Hollywood mess. Because while Amber's name is trending again, people are also side-eyeing how Ryan Reynolds reportedly brought Johnny Depp into the wider conversation during this Blake versus Justin storm. And it's giving messy. Because now it's not just Blake, Taylor, Travis, directors, editors, and composers. Now we're casually name-dropping one of the biggest celebrity court battles of all time into an already explosive situation. And the irony, if Ryan really did reference Depp while trying to fight a PR war, it's like Hollywood can't stop recycling the same playbook. Drag in a headline name, trigger public memory, shift the narrative, control the optics, and at that point, you start realizing this isn't just random drama. It's strategy. It's influence. It's people moving pieces behind the curtain while the public argues over the smoke. So now, the question isn't just who's right or wrong, it's bigger than that. Because after everything we've seen, you have to ask yourself, is this all chaos? Or is it calculated control? So let's recap. Because this whole thing is starting to feel less like celebrity gossip and more like a Hollywood chess match. It starts with a newly found text, Blake messaging Taylor, flattering her, leaning on her, and quietly stacking pressure behind the sweetest words. Then she pulls in Travis, like it's totally normal to ask Taylor Swift's fiancé to weigh in on a trailer like he's part of the decision-making team. And that's when the vibe shifts. Because if the reports are true, Travis allegedly saw something Taylor didn't want to admit yet. That this friendship wasn't feeling like friendship anymore. It was feeling like use, like access, like leverage. And while all of that was happening, the movie itself was allegedly turning into a behind-the-scenes battlefield. Editing room control, creative power grabs, a rumored composer shakeup, last-minute chaos that doesn't happen unless someone with influence is calling shots. And then, as if it couldn't get bigger, Vogue enters the story. Elite praise, validation from the top, a message that reads less like, great film, and more like, I'm proud of you for what you survived, which makes you wonder what narrative was being fed behind closed doors. What story was already being written before the public ever caught up? And when Taylor allegedly changed her number, that wasn't petty. That was a boundary, a shutdown, a silent message that said, I'm not letting this touch me. Because once Hollywood drama starts dragging fiancés, editors, and A-list reputations into the storm, it stops being casual. It becomes calculated. So here's the real question. Was this friendship ever real, or was it leveraged the whole time? And if this is only what we're seeing so far, what happens when the next text drops?